Strike three, and boom, he's out of here. These MLB ejections go from tense to explosive in a matter of seconds. Managers storming, bats flying, benches clearing. This is baseball at its most unhinged. Let's get right into it.
A called third strike. They got to get Arenado out of there. Now it's too late. He's been ejected.
At just 4 seconds in, the umpire rings up a called third strike, and chaos is brewing. You can already see the tension rising as Arenado gets tossed almost instantly. He's barely had a chance to react before the umpire sends him packing. And now, it's spreading. Tempers are flaring, and the heat is on. This is one of those moments where the game takes a wild turn, and emotions explode faster than a fastball. Buckle up. This ejection is just the beginning.
Called strike three, and Schwarber is thrown out of the game, and he had zero issue thrown out. Making it very clear, you've missed him inside, outside, up and down. Kyle Schwarber thrown out.
Another brutal strike three call, and Schwarber loses it. The moment the umpire rings him up, he's tossed from the game without hesitation. But instead of quietly walking off, Schwarber makes his point loud and clear. He's had enough. Inside, outside, high, low, he motions to every spot the umpire has missed. It's not just frustration, it's a full-blown meltdown that shows just how much passion these players bring to the game. In a sport built on precision, one missed call can ignite a storm, and this one did exactly that.
To Aloy. Strike three called. Aloy doesn't like it. He goes down via the punch-out. And Tony La Russa just got run.
Again, that's the take.
Kyle Schwarber's ejection sets the stage, and moments later, it's deja vu. Another strike three is called, this time on Eloy, and he's not happy either. He walks away, shaking his head, clearly fed up with the strike zone. But the real fireworks come right after. Manager Tony La Russa storms out to defend his player, and just like that, he's ejected too. The crowd roars as the tension boils over. In a matter of seconds, emotions take over, and both player and manager are out. This is a baseball drama at its finest.
Pitch. He struck him out, and Contreras is ejected from the game. Contreras just got thrown out. He's going to draw the strike. He's going to toss the bat too. And now Oliver Marmol is going to get tossed as well, and he's still getting his money's worth with Brent.
The pitch comes in, strike three, and that's all it takes. Saris is immediately ejected, and now the chaos begins. He's fired up, clearly not buying the call, and tosses his bat in frustration. But it doesn't stop there. Coach Pedro Grifol gets tossed next, trying to argue the zone. And just when you think it's over, Oliver Marmol joins the party and gets thrown out too. One pitch turned into a domino effect of ejections, showing just how quickly things can spiral when emotions take control on the diamond.
Runner goes, fisted, ground ball off the glove of Lindor as Myers slid in. Will Myers. It interferes with Lindor actually catching the ball. And Showalter's been tossed.
Things go from bad to worse as the tension builds. A soft ground ball is hit, and as Lindor moves to make the play, Will Myers slides in. But it's not clean. The interference is obvious, disrupting Lindor's chance to field it. That's when Buck Showalter loses it. He charged out of the dugout, fired up, and demanded answers. And just like that, he's ejected. The crowd erupts as Showalter gets his money's worth before walking off. It's another explosive moment where frustration and fiery passion collide on the field.
And that is in there for strike three, and Xander is upset. Here comes Cora out of the ball game. Well, it's Reed as he is called out on strike three.
Strike three is called, and Zeke is not having it. He turns away in disbelief, visibly frustrated with the call. Before the dust can settle, here comes Alex Cora storming out of the dugout to defend his player. But it's a quick trip. He's tossed almost immediately. Another ejection. Another eruption. You can feel the tension boiling over as emotions spill onto the field. Moments like this show just how fired up players and managers can get when the calls don't go their way.
The first pitch here, and gets right in Maldonado's ear. The benches are clearing in the American League Championship Series to keep their cool, but Garcia's losing his.
Well, you can understand why he's so hot. That's a 90-something mile.
It all boils over in the heat of the American League Championship Series. Right after a tough strike 3 call, Garcia steps up and delivers the first pitch, then immediately gets in Moncada's face. Emotions are at a boiling point, and just like that, the bench is clear. Players rush in as chaos unfolds on the field. Garcia's fired up and completely losing his cool, and honestly, it's hard to blame him. In a high-stakes game like this, with adrenaline pumping and tension sky-high, even one moment can light the fuse.
Strike 3 call, and Mercer thought it was low.
And Davey can't go out there and save him. And
They've stranded 4 all day. And this one, nothing game into the 8th.
Another strike 3 call, and this time it's Mercer who's left stunned. He thought it was low, not a pitch he expected to be rung up on. But there's nothing Davey Johnson can do to save him now. The frustration is real, especially with runners stranded all day and the offense coming up empty. In a tight 1-0 game heading into the 8th, every call matters, and this one just added fuel to the fire.
Can't afford that. Really frustrated, and now he's going to get his money's worth.
Tensions reach a breaking point as the inning ends, and the frustration finally spills over. The player knows he can't afford a mistake like that, but the emotion takes over. He's had enough, and now he's going to make sure the umpire hears every bit of it. Getting his money's worth, he lets loose with a fiery rant before getting tossed. In a game where every moment counts, sometimes the pressure just explodes.
That's strike 3. Chase Tingler comes flying out of the dugout, and he'll be ejected.
That's strike 3, and it sets Jace Tingler off like a rocket. He comes flying out of the dugout, fired up and ready to defend his player. The pitch looked a little high, and Tingler isn't letting it slide. Before he can even finish his argument, he's tossed from the game. It's another fiery ejection in a game where tempers are just as unpredictable as the strike zone.
And Hosmer has been...
First time this year, a Cub has been ejected. 2, as a matter of fact, as Hosmer goes, and then David Ross.
That pitch was a little high, and it's the final straw. Eric Hosmer gets ejected, marking his first toss of the season. He's had enough, and now he's letting the umpire hear it. But he's not alone. Right behind him, Cubs manager David Ross charges out to back his guy, and he gets tossed too. Back-to-back ejections in a flash, and just like that, the dugout is fired up. When the strike zone feels off, even the calmest players can't hold back.
And in there, and he took one too many. Now he's going to argue that with a home plate up rehack, and he is going to be tossed out.
This game, and like I said, Connor's still in it, and he can go to there, but now you've got to put a guy like Devers in at third, and we don't know.
And that's it. He took one too many. The call comes in, and frustration boils over. He turns to argue with the home plate umpire, rehack, and before you know it, he's tossed. Just like that, he's out of the game. It's a tough break, especially with Connor still hanging in there. Now they're forced to make a defensive shift, bringing in someone like D to cover third base. In the middle of the 6th, things just got a lot more complicated for this team.
On the corner, ring him up and sit him down. And Segura has been ejected. Munson. As Gallen gets strikeout number 6 and strands 2. Segura is gone. And
Strike 3, right on the corner. The ump rings him up, and just like that, Seager is tossed. He's furious, clearly thinking the pitch missed the zone, but the call stands, and Gallen picks up his 6th strikeout of the game, stranding 2 runners in a high-pressure moment. Seager's frustration boils over as he gets ejected, adding more drama to an already intense inning. Sometimes, it's not just the pitch, it's the moment that pushes players over the edge.
Creeping in on the infield, that one squirts away from Alfaro. Here comes Kemp. He tries to elude Alfaro, jumping tag. He missed. Oh, he got him. Kemp reached above him, touched home.
You can see Tony maybe a foot or so on the infield grass. From there, leaves his feet, gets to home plate.
Chaos unfolds as the ball squirts away from the catcher. Kemp breaks for home, trying to pull off a slick, evasive move to dodge the tag. At first glance, it looks like he might have pulled it off, but nope. The catcher reaches up, makes contact, and Kemp is out. It's a wild, athletic play as Tony comes charging in from the infield grass, leaps, and nearly makes it happen. Close, dramatic, and packed with tension. Just the kind of moment that keeps fans on the edge of their seats.
And a strike 3 called. And frustration boiling over, and Miller's thrown out of this ball. Good strikeout of the inning.
Frustrating. We saw Archie Bradley early in the game.
Strike 3 called, and that's the breaking point. The frustration that's been building all Game 3 erupts. Mers gets tossed right after the call, unable to hold back his anger. The crowd reacts as emotions spill over once again. Earlier, we saw Archie Bradley showing signs of the same frustration, and now it's reached a boiling point. It's one of those games where every call feels heavier, and the pressure just keeps stacking up. Another ejection, another emotional flashpoint in a game full of tension.
Go, 3-2 is strike 3. 2 on, nobody out, but no runs for the Giants. We'll go to the bottom of the third, and JD, I think he just got in, and then he gets tossed. Kapler and JD.
A full count pitch, strike 3 looking, 2 on, nobody out, and the Giants come away with nothing. The frustration is written all over their faces. As they head off the field, JD lets his feelings slip, and that's all it takes. The ump hears it and tosses him immediately. Just like that, another player is ejected in a game where tempers are running high and every missed opportunity stings a little more.
And again, you wonder about, Bay is just tossed. G1 Bay is thrown out.
Yeah, that pitch was in on Jeremy Rayak, who immediately threw him out of the game. Whatever he said.
And just like that, he's gone. Bay says something after a tight pitch inside on Jeremy, and the ump doesn't hesitate. Boom, he's tossed instantly. Whatever he said crossed the line because the ejection was lightning fast. In a game already packed with tension, this just adds to the drama. One pitch, one comment, and another player hits the showers early. If you enjoyed watching the wildest MLB ejections of 2025, don't forget to smash that like button, drop a comment with your favorite moment, and subscribe for more insane sports content every week. We've got plenty more chaos, drama, and jaw-dropping highlights coming your way. So stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one.